Gangotri is located at a distance of 97 kilometers from Uttarakashi. We started our journey to Gangotri in a shared jeep and it took about 5.5 hours to cover this distance because of the horrid road condition. The lush green forest on the lower Himalayan range was an awesome sight. And all through we could see down below the river Bhagirathi assuredly following alongside. The great Himalayan peaks rising to lofty heights have a complex physiography that can be divided into three main parallel ranges, namely Shivalik range or the sub-Himalayan tract, Himachal or the central zone of Himalayas through which we are currently passing through, and Himadri, the great Himalayan zone with an average altitude of 4,800 meters to 6,000 meters with almost all its peaks covered with glacier. The road was very rough, yet there was some traffic. Incidentally, Gangotri is the terminus for National Highway 108. The risky and the precarious condition of the road made us wonder at the dauntlessness as well as the expertise of our driver. He had to carefully negotiate many dangerous curves and bends. Constant landslides causing damage to the roads is a big challenge in this region. It was a grueling ride. You can have a glimpse of the plight of the road that we were driving through. The notorious rock boulders from some earlier landslide appear to be staring at us, threatening to roll down at any time. You can see that there is no protection of any stone fencing or concrete parapet on the edge of the road. As our vehicle climbed up and up through the rugged winding roads, we could feel the scenery of the mountain canopy drastically changing. The slopes and gorges were becoming gigantic in size and depth. After some drive, we caught the first glimpse of a snow-capped peak at a distance. We are getting closer to Gangotri. One fascinating sight we noticed as we were nearing Gangotri was that this region was full of cedar trees known as Devadaru in Sanskrit. It was also the flowering season for Devadaru when we went. The small yellow flowers of these mighty Devadaru trees have so much of pollen dust which gets sprinkled at every blow of wind. And finally we reached Gangotri, and this is the narrow path that leads to the temple. These shops are all temporary, they are open only during the season. It was an adorable celestial sight of the mighty and majestic peaks of Himalayas surrounding Gangotri. These are the mountain peaks pertaining to Shivaling, Shatopant and Bhagirathi ranges. These cloud-kissing, skyscraping peaks tower serenely on all the four sides. The altitude of Gangotri is 3048 meters or approximately 10,000 feet from sea level. The peak daytime temperature when we went there was 16 degrees Celsius. It was said that all these steep rocky walls of these stupendous mountains will become thickly enshrouded in snow by mid-December. And in the midst of these mountains is the temple of goddess Ganga. The Gangotri temple is an edifice of granite rock built by a Gorkha commander Sri Amar Singh Thapa in the early 18th century. Later in the year 1935, Sri Madho Singh, the Maharaja of Jaipur, rebuilt it, which explains why the architecture of the temple resembles the Rajasthani style. Gangotri is one of the 4 sacred sites in the Char Dham pilgrimage circuit, the other being Yamunotri, Badrinath and Kedarnath. This temple opens on the auspicious day of Akshaya Tritiya in May every year and closes down on Yamadvitiya or Bhai Dooj, that is the last day of the 5-day-long Diwali festival in November, and remains closed down for the rest of the 6 months. During that time, the idols of goddess Ganga and the other deities from this temple are taken to a village by name Mukhba near Harsil, which is about 25 kilometers from Gangotri. The entire temple surroundings get covered in deep snow during winter. This is the idol of Mother Ganga inside the sanctum sanctorum of the temple. There are also the idols of Yamuna and Saraswati, Durga and Parvati. It is at Gomukh where the mighty and holy river emerges from the depths of Gangotri glacier. Gomukh is a 18 kilometers trek from Gangotri. From the front side of the temple, what you see above is a glimpse of the sacred snow-clad Sudarshana Parvat, which is at a height of 6057 meters. Gangotri is the venerable territory where the sacred Ganga, the stream of life, touched earth for the very first time. There is a natural rock Shivalingam that remains submerged in the river here, known as Jalamagna Shivaling, and it is visible only in the winter months when the water level decreases. According to the legend, this Shivalingam signifies the spot where Lord Shiva sat when he received the divine river Ganga on his matted hairlocks. Like an immaculate jubilant damsel of rustic beauty, the Ganges with the name Bhagirathi flows here. And she got the name Bhagirathi since she was brought to earth with the efforts of Bhagiratha. Bhagiratha Shila is the rock where King Bhagiratha is believed to have done his intense tapas for bringing Ganga to this world of mortals to absolve the sins of his forefathers and predecessors and liberate their souls. This rock pit inside the small shrine of Bhagiratha near the temple of Ganga also symbolically signifies the site where goddess Ganga first stepped down on earth. About half a kilometer downstream of the Bhagirathi river, there is an amazing view of 2 waterfalls from about 300 feet high. This is called Surya Kund. It was another manifestation of river Bhagirathi with a thundering milky white flow with great force and power. It was an astounding sight to see the river gushing through those pinkish yellow and white rocks. These rocks were shimmering as if they were freshly chiseled and polished. The only noise that is audible here is that of this splashing Bhagirathi river. From Surya Kund, Bhagirathi is making headway to another recess by name Gauri Kund. It is evening and time for Arati. First there is an Arati to the actual river and then to the goddess inside the temple. And exactly at the time of Arati, another spectacular celestial show was taking place. We were there at Gangotri on the Ashwina Purnima day, and amidst the dark curtain of cloudy sky, the full moon was slowly coming out as if for the darshan of Ganga Arati. It was a gleaming dawn of another day at Gangotri. And it was an unquenchable and unvarying sight of the beatific river Bhagirathi flowing like a young and carefree girl before she matures into Mother Ganga much down the hills, flowing graciously sometimes and mischievously at other times, rushing with great hurry and excitement from the highest glacial peaks of Himalayas, sanctifying and enriching an entire civilization and proudly carrying with her a great and sublime legacy of ancient myths and legends.